Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Ban This, the show where I take a look at a piece of art, make an argument as to why some censor-happy idiots would think it'd be a good idea to either outright ban a film or make some good choice cuts. I was going to say I'm really stretching it here, but then, considering what some people get angry about these days, this might not be that much of a stretch. And that's very, very sad. I'm really going to be going of looking at a modern lens from a certain ideology and injecting things that are not there. I mean, this is really stretching it, but you never know sometimes. You never know. Alright, so what's so bad about this 1942 classic of horror? The Cat People? Or just Cat People? This is so stupid. I hardly believe I'm saying it, but it demonizes otherkin. Because it's about a werecat, or she thinks she is, and she's appalled at her heritage. Now that I'm actually kind of giving this bit of a synopsis, the whole otherkin idea sounds ridiculous, but then we live in a world where some people think Blazing Saddles and White Dog is racist, so this may not be that much of a stretch, as much as I feel like it is. It's a weird time to live, and I love it and both hate it like equally. Depends on my mood, equally. So yeah, she believes she comes from a lineage of people that were cursed and thus doomed to become cats when aroused, just about in any way. That could be an issue to some people. It kind of acts as a bit of a pro-abstinence type feel to it, where sexual desire unleashes the worst of humanity. That might be a better argument than demonizing otherkin, which, if you're not really familiar with what I mean by that, otherkin, well, not necessarily furries, but there would be some overlap, but it's essentially a person that identifies as a species that they are clearly not. So, you could be like, I'm a cat trapped in a human's body. Or even a half unicorn dragon, because why not? I'm a half unicorn dragon trapped in a human's body. Because oppression points? So yeah, I just made a better argument than my initial argument with the whole sexual abstinence, and it, looks negatively upon sex positivity. See, know what I mean? Well, if you haven't, you might not know, but I gave you enough to get an idea. So what do I think of this film? This is a good film. I generally like RKO's horror outputs more than Universal. Universal really kind of overshadows them. Then and now, you don't hear people talk about RKO very often, except for a few, like King Kong and Cat People. That's about it. But there are a lot of great gems. They generally look at a more realistic type stories. They're a bit more grounded in reality than the supernatural craziness that we get from Universal. So for very different people. These have a tendency to be more psychological, more slow burn, not as fast paced. Which, yes, if you look at it, even films like the Mummy series, those are fast paced compared to some of these things. This is more about getting under your skin, using the mind is one of the worst things, instead of just boogeymen. And Val Lewton has a tendency to produce some very, very ballsy films for the time, really pushing what the Hays Code would allow. And this definitely is no exception with some of the themes. The whole arousal thing. They tiptoe around it, but anyone watching, they know what they're talking about. It's not easy to, infer what they mean. Like, yeah, embracing, but that's just the start of it. A hug, a kiss, that's the beginning. What really is going on is, the things that come after that. Yeah, pretty good little flick. Very atmospheric. Uses good use of sound that, almost. I was going to say I could compare it to like the sound of M, but not quite. But good atmosphere, good use of sound. Might want to check this out. Well, that's about it for this one. Hit me up on Minds and BitChute and check out the Stardust app for a bunch of short reviews for myself and other. And if you have an idea for a film you'd like me to check out, let me know in the comments below. And I will see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.